Hey folks, so I typically try and keep the intros and outros to the point, story-oriented, but this one I thought deserved a little more of a preparatory. It is dark, to say the least, and those of you who are sensitive around specific subjects relating to sexual crimes or suicide, I heavily suggest you consider another video. But without further ado, here we go. Keep Looking by Randellboi. I am so lost. I've finally succumbed to asking this on the internet to see if anyone can help me. My name is Noah, and I've lost many things in my life, but this is different. My brother's dead. Something happened, and I can't explain it to anyone. I don't know what else to say other than to ask you to help me make some fucking sense of this. Jonas was such a quiet and kind kid. He had a good sense of right and wrong. Our parents died when I was 10 and Jonas was 2, and after that my grandparents took us in and raised us. They died in a car crash, but we don't talk about it. Our grandparents were very strict Baptists. No alcohol, no sex, absolutely no drugs, and church every Sunday with their youth group every Wednesday night. We had an everyday quiet life, nothing more eventful than the average girlfriend drama and my grandparents coming home to 3 of my friends and me drinking disgustingly warm beers on a hot summer night. We had thought they were away for the weekend at some Baptist conference. I was 18, and if I recall correctly, Jonas had just turned 10 the month before. Jonas had called my grandparents saying me and my friends were drinking, and of course, they came home immediately. My grandparents kicked me out that night, which was fine, I guess. I didn't give a shit. I was going to college in 2 weeks. As I left with my small box of books and movies, Jonas was sitting on the first step of the stairs, which was just a stride away from the front door. He was sobbing with snot all over himself. He told me in the best attempt that a 10-year-old boy could while crying, I'm sorry, Noah. I didn't know they would. I opened the door and I slammed it behind me on my way out before he could finish. I was never a good influence on Jonas, and I was never really there for him when we were kids. I think he was bullied a bit, but then again, I don't even know. We didn't have much in common, and I was more concerned with Lucy, a girl from a small high school in our backwoods little town of Tennessee. As I was off to college, my relationship with Jonas became even more distant. The grandparents didn't want me around the house after the beer incident. It was probably for the best. We never had anything to talk about anyways. I didn't really know him, but I knew he would grow up just fine. I'm 28 now, and 4 weeks ago, I got a call from my grandpa. It was the most chilling and emotionless call I've ever had.
Jonas is dead. His apartment was robbed, and he was killed during the robbery.
He hung up immediately afterwards. I was called to the town's police station. I come in to find out the town where Jonas lives, somebody kicked in his door in the middle of the night and murdered him. I was confused because my grandfather had told me it was a robbery, so I'm mad and I'm yelling and asking for more information, but they just won't give it to me. All they did was get my fucking alibi and make sure I wasn't the fucking murderer. I had to take a fucking DNA test, and they were acting like I fucking did something. After they said I could go, I was so pissed. I stormed out, slamming the doors behind me, confused and lost. I cried in my car, and it was the first time I cried in a while. I got a call later that day from one of the police officers. She was young and sweet. She was too sweet. Her voice was oddly pleasant and calm. She told me that I needed to know what happened. It was a little creepy how pleasant her voice was. Sort of like you were talking to your in-laws during Christmas. Happy, but distant. She told me her name was Sarah, and she proceeded to tell me my brother was stabbed 39 times, and the murderer ripped out his heart. He was also raped. They found sperm in his rectum. His heart was found in front of his apartment door with a fucking bite mark taken out of it. Written in blood on the door was a few words. Keep looking. I was completely freaked out. My heart broke that this happened. It happened to Jonas, my little brother. I wish I was there for him. I wish I could have done something. I wish I wasn't such a shitty brother. And that was it for a while. We had a small funeral in which my grandparents wouldn't look at me in the eye, and a sweet girl about Jonah's age came. I don't have much else to say about the funeral. I was a shitty brother who didn't even keep in contact. I cried again during the funeral. After it was over, the girl pulled me aside and told me that she was Jonah's ex-fiancée. She was charming with warm brown eyes and had these beautiful red silver beads tied in her long braided hair. She looked a little like my mom. They planned to elope, but she canceled it. That was when she told me the most confusing thing of all. She broke up with Jonas because he was destroying his life with drugs. I was shocked. I didn't believe her. She also said he started to become violent and even hit her on occasion. I told her never to tell lies about my brother again, and I left, flipping her off as I drove away, passing her in my car. And that was the end of Jonas. Until I got a small package in the mail this morning with no return address. Inside was a small and roughly used, half-written pocket journal. I can't prepare you for what was written in it. It's like some lunatic wrote it. The writings are diluted. The person claims to be Jonas, but it doesn't sound like him. I think it doesn't sound like him. Yet there are things that only Jonas would have known. This is what was written inside. I've copied it to the best of my ability. November 3rd. Oh, fuck. I was so gone last night. So I never had a journal before, but I've never felt anything like what happened last night. So I went to Barnes & Noble's and got me a little moleskin. I took a disassociative. I'm not gonna write what it was because I don't want to get in any legal trouble, just in case the cops find this or some shit. Can you get in trouble for writing about doing drugs? I don't know. I'll tell you a secret though. It was in a cigarette. A little tobacco with a little special oomph that'll knock you into another world. I mean, I've smoked weed before, and on a scale of 1 to 100 where 1 is taking CBD in your grandma's house and thinking you'll get high, and 100 is overdosing on DMT, weed is a solid 15, and what I took last night was a full 76. It wasn't super crazy. I mean, I was still me. I still felt like me. I was just connected to something. I was still here in this world, but everything was different. I felt so euphoric. Like, yeah, I was super numb and very disassociated, but I felt like something out there. Like, I understood something else. Something bigger than I've ever felt before. Like, I was just on the cusp of breaking through to something. It's funny, like, I can't fully remember it when it's over, but it felt so real and so there. November 4th. Woo! My face is like jello. I feel kind of dumb when I take it. I'm still feeling those weird new thoughts, but I just can't remember what I was thinking or seeing. I would write while I'm sky high, but I'd probably be scribbling all over the page. I'm gonna keep taking it. I need to see. I need to remember. I need to be able to understand when I'm sober. November 7th. I took it again last night. I felt it again, but I feel like my memories are getting clearer. After I take it, it's like every time I take it, I'm building a tower. And every time I take it, I'm putting in new blocks and building up something, and I have no fucking clue what. But I'm actually finding something I don't know anyone else has ever found before. November 8th. See... I guess I tried to write while I was high. Something was so clear, I just can't remember it. It was on the tip of my brain. Like I'm forgetting something huge and important every time I wake up sober. It's like a dream that I've lost, but I do remember a feeling. I've taken it a few times now, and I feel like every time something is more and more clear. It's like I'm building a tower. Each time I take this drug, I'm waking up to something truer, something very real. Every experience is like a new Jenga block that adds to the tower, starting to become taller and taller. I know this sounds fucking stupid, but I feel like a scientist discovering something new. Each time I do it, I go into this headspace, this new consciousness that I always come back to, but only when I'm high. I'm not going to write again until the tower's taller and it starts to become clear when I wake up. November 19th. I remember what happened last night. I was just watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime, and things were so good and so weird. It was like I was watching a theater play, looking inside of a box instead of a TV with actual actors putting on a play for me. There was so much depth to it all. I was noticing things I'd never noticed before. I felt like the same themes and ideas and patterns kept looping and looping. That was when the weirdest thing happened. Everything paused. It was like someone hit pause on the TV and on the world. I knew it was there. Something was there. It wasn't threatening. It was so warm and so caring. I felt more love and care than I've ever felt in my life. I looked to my left, and there it was. It was a human shadow figure. And I know what you're thinking. Ooh, spooky. But no, it was the figure of someone I cared about. Can't really make out the figure for who it was. It was kind of shaky and weird and would allow me to see it when I didn't look directly at it. It was fuzzy, glitchy, and when I stood up and I got close to it, I heard this nice warm buzzing tones. It sounded exactly like a wind chime, repeating and repeating in the wind, but it was deeper and bassy. That's when it said something. It said, "Hey Jonas, glad you're back, keep looking." Then the pause stopped. It disappeared, and the TV was playing again, and I enjoyed my high. It felt so comforting, like when I came home from a rough day of school and Grandma brought me a new game for my DS. The blocks are getting high. I'm getting closer. November 27th. I can't see him unless I look near him. The pause happens every night now. It's so nice and so warm, so caring. His figure is clearer now, and I'm starting to see color in his shaking, glitching fuzziness. The tones that I thought sounded like a bassy wind chime are now a bit closer to humming. I talked to him about my life, my grandparents, and the things that are rough in my life. I've never had such a true, honest conversation. The only thing I have trouble still remembering is what he fully does and says in our conversations. I just remember the last words he says at the end. Keep looking. Keep looking. November 29th. Every time I see him, I feel like I'm getting closer to being holy and blessed. There's beauty in him. I feel euphoria like I never had before I ever paused. It's so wonderful and happy. I remember when Noah played Xbox with me and actually let me play Halo 3 with him. It was such a welcoming time. I've never been closer to anyone in my life. He says, "Keep looking, Jonas. Keep looking." I think I took a bit too much of the drug. I think I threw up. I had to clean it up this morning. Kinda nasty, but this beautiful experience is still worth it. December 1st. I asked him last night to stay for a bit after the pause. I think he agreed because I sort of have a blurry memory of us watching Psych. It's very hard to pay attention to the plot because it feels like everything is looping and looping. But I have this image in my head of me sitting on the couch and seeing him out of the corner of my eye, looking more human than he ever has before. I swear, it's like I know him, but then it's gone. Keep looking, Jonas. Keep looking. December 2nd. He had brown eyes. He wasn't watching Psych on the couch with me. His head was facing the TV the entire time, but his eyes, I saw his eyes, deep brown. They were looking at me, as a mother looks at a toddler. He's worried about me, protecting me. The colors on the TV are so bright and trippy. I've taken this drug more times than I can count, but I still can't remember what he says except for the end of the conversation. This time he says something different at the end. "You're close, Jonas. Keep looking. Keep looking. Keep looking. Keep looking." December 16th. I know what he looks like. He isn't glitchy anymore. It's my brother Noah. I'm so happy I could cry. There's this wonderful point to it all. I can see it. I'm so close. I thought I was close a month ago, but now I'm so close. I'm almost able to grab something. The tower is so tall now. I don't think I need a journal anymore. I think we talked last night about it. I think he asked me what it was when he saw it on the floor. I think he said I shouldn't be writing in this anymore. Something like if the police found it, it would be really bad. He was protecting me. He really cares about me. I love you, Noah. Always there, keep looking. I think I might be getting some bad side effects of the drug, because I found throw up near the couch again. January 23rd. Fuck no. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm freaking out. He lied. He's changing my memories. He's changed my memories. Fuck. He lied. I'm so fucking stupid. This was the fucking reason. I can never fully remember anything. There was a reason. The tower was so fucking tall. I remember it all. I reached it. I don't know what to do. He was never fucking warm. He was fucking cold. That's because the pause happened last night, like every fucking night, and I remember it all. He was disgusting. I was throwing up everywhere. He hit me and he pushed me to the floor, forcing me to watch the TV with him. It was just static. It was just fucking static every fucking night. And he was raping me. Keep looking at the TV, Jonas. I'm so fucking close. I'm so delighted that you found me. Oh god, I feel like I'm fucking dying. He changed all of my memories. I thought I was having good trips, but I was actually having fucking nightmares. I remember every night, sometimes he would cut me with his long, disgusting fingernails. Sometimes he'd tie me up and he'd piss on me and shit on me, like, while I was watching the static. Every time, he raped me. God, I don't know what to do. I feel so fucking sad and scared. I don't know what to do with all this shame. I'm gonna kill myself. I wanna fucking die. No, why would you do this to me? Why would you? And it stops there. This whole journal is so sickening. It can't have been written by Jonas. I mean, Jonas was a straight-edge kid. He would never have done drugs. I don't know what to do. I called the local cops in the town where Jonas was murdered and said that I wanted to talk to the police officer, Sarah. It was a man who answered the call. He was bewildered and said that a woman has never worked in this department. Went off on something about women being too frail for the job. I asked if there were any updates on the case, but he replied with some bullshit. We're looking at a few different suspects at this time. I hung up. I called my grandma and asked if she knew the number of Jonah's old girlfriend. She said that Jonas never had a girlfriend, that he was a very lonely person, too shy for a girlfriend, and that I would have known if I had ever reached out to him. This can't be true because I met her at the funeral. I think someone's screwing with me. I don't know what to do. I can't give this to the authorities or they might think that I committed the murder. My thoughts are racing. I'm freaking out thinking I'm seeing things out of the corner of my eye. I've been seeing things out of the corner of my eye for weeks now, way before the package. I've never been so scared of what I see. It's almost comfortable when it happens. I can't really remember it well either. It only happens at night when I'm about to fall asleep. I can't sleep, because when I try and fall asleep, I keep seeing it. I think I might just be having a panic attack. This fucking journal makes the thing in the corner of my eyes even more fucking terrifying. I never abused my brother. I have no idea why he would write those things. I can actually probably even count, on one hand, the number of times I've even hugged him. I'm so lost. Please help me figure out what to do. Please.